There are more gang members than cops on the beat in New Zealand. Latest figures show there are 10,475 police versus 10,478 gang members. This comes despite the September 2024 gang patch ban and the government's promise to put 500 extra cops on the street, a figure that they are yet to reach. So Black Power Life member Denis O'Reilly is with me now. So first up, Denis, what do you make of these figures showing gang membership outstrips police in New Zealand at the moment?
Well, morena, Michael. Well, we know the number of cops is true because we pay them wages. The number of gang members is a bit more moot. What I witness is stasis, pretty much just the same number, if not fewer. And I think, and I agree that the patch ban has been useful. It's been useful in two ways. One is that gang members aren't annoying each other as much, and they're certainly not annoying the public. And it's also given a number of people a chance to ask themselves why they're wearing a patch and what that's all about anyway, and to pull out. So I would have actually thought that gang numbers, as we knew a gang member to be, have gone down.
So hang on, Denis, just on that point. So you're saying that you think there's actually people who are pulling out of gangs because of this ban introduced by the government? Is that the feedback you're getting from your contacts?
It's not as direct as that, Michael. It's because they're not wearing a patch and not having to congregate in that way. Many are asking themselves, "Look, what am I really on about? Is this my whānau or whatever?" So I think we're at a bit of a tipping point where people can either go down the organised crime route or go back to primarily Māori and Polynesian communities and become good mums and dads and tax-paying citizens. So we're at that sort of tipping point. That's why I think we need a bit of a paradigm shift in this language. And that's why I think Casey Costello's organised crime and global crime sort of working group has actually got a better understanding than perhaps Mr. Goldsmith and his people.
So are you saying that essentially gone are the days now of the classic sort of New Zealand street gang? The real risk here is these international cartels who are setting up shop in New Zealand and then leaning on disillusioned young people in New Zealand to join up on their ranks. Is that the core problem here at the moment?
Absolutely correct. And so the primary enemy is without, not within, and then we have to decide where we're going to invest. And at the moment, we've got an uncapped criminal justice budget for prisons. It's $200,000 a year to keep someone in prison, and we're building them flat out. Don't bother about investing in artificial intelligence. Invest in Gallagher razor wire if you're shrewd. That's where we seem to be going. And does that really make any sense?
Yeah, okay, that's a fair point. I mean, regardless of whether these figures that have come out in relation to the number of gang members is accurate or not, it seems apparent that recruitment remains strong. So is it only the organised crime groups overseas that are attracting these people to join up to gangs, or are there other factors at play, such as, you know, the economic downturn at the moment, lack of opportunities for young people, no jobs, etc.?
Well, so we've got a group of young people here in the Bay, for instance, who affiliate with the Black Power, and the police have come to us and said, "Look, we want to keep these kids out of the criminal loop. Can the pro-social members amongst your community try and do something with them and to keep them going down that path?" Young people will be disobedient, and all of us that have gone through adolescence and being a teenager and a young adult, we'll know that we'll test the boundaries, we'll try this and that out. But it depends the paradigm that you have. For instance, we hear about retail, retail crime, meaning, young people going into shops and whatever. But what about crime by retailers? We're facing this thing at the moment with NANGs, with nitrous oxide, but it's the retailers that are selling that, not necessarily the young people consuming them. And so depends where you want to invest your effort, depends whether you believe that our young people are full of potential and can contribute to New Zealand, or whether we're going to lock them up.
Yeah, right. And I mean, there does seem to be quite a focus on locking people up at the moment with the government's approach, to tough on crime. I just want to pick up on that, the investment. So do you think we need to be investing more in terms of security at the border, intelligence at the border? Is that critical? That what we should be trying to lessen the impacts here?
Yeah, I think we've got that going on at the moment. I think customs and police have really upped their game under Casey Costello's leadership. There's no doubt about that. And you're seeing that by seizures and all that sort of stuff. And of course, that will follow its way through the distribution networks on land. But in the meantime, what are we doing to support those young ones who are not fitting into school and who are the target for those transnational groups who will promise them the earth in terms of bling and everything, but they will not explain to them that the only way they'll get to enjoy it is from 6 feet under.
Yeah, so just on that, and finally, Denis, I mean, you spoke about this sort of paradigm shift we're seeing. I mean, is the situation out there in terms of gang operations and some of the activities, is it becoming more sinister, much more dangerous? What are you sort of seeing and hearing?
I think we're in a period of grace at the moment, and we should take advantage of it. There was a recent tragedy in Christchurch where 2 groups were involved. The rallying call went out as in the old days, to back each other up. And I think the general response has been, look, if you fellas want to go and play on that side of the paddock, so be it, take the consequences. The rest of us are wanting to get on with building strong families, being part of our communities, having a job, paying our taxes and being good mums and dads.
Okay, kia ora. Denis O'Reilly, Life Black Power member, thanks very much for your time this morning.